Fuck the Raiders, that's why. I have no faith in them. You lay a dud against the Falcons, you need a miracle to beat the Jets, and then you get blown out by Indy. No, you get nothing from me anymore. I was on your hype train during those years, even when you were competitive with Casey. But no, you've lost me completely. You have lost me completely. So about that. Oh boy. Hello everybody and welcome to week 16 of the 2020 NFL season and my prediction picks. I'm your host, the Blind Canadian Cat, also known as Cody P. I say meow, I roll intros like that you saw before. I talk football, sometimes I'll talk rap battles, sometimes I'll talk the Avatar Core universe because those are my three, or some of my three favorite things in this world. Or have at least had a great influence on me throughout my life. And I know what you're thinking. You just shit talk the Raiders. Now, why are you backtracking? Well, I mean, I could shit talk Derek Carr all I want because I don't really give a crap. But I figured in a year where I've been hyping up quarterbacks like a Justin Herbert, like a Jake Luton, and even Matt Moore once or twice, maybe not on these videos, but definitely in the past, I forgot to give some credit to my good old boy, Marcus Mariota, or as those of you who know him the way I know him, Marcus Mariota. And before you say anything else, yes, I am aware I am wearing a Titans jersey. And I know what the Titans have done to individuals like me over the last calendar year. But believe me, my state roots run far deeper than any pro NFL team can. I'm not saying I would buy a Duck or Beaver player jersey if they were a Bengal or a Steeler, but I wouldn't rule it out. But I'm also poor, so it is what it is. I need to buy a Beaver jersey. I'll probably buy a Brandon Cooks jersey here eventually. Maybe. But anywho, we're going to hype up my boy Mariota. We're going to hype up all these teams, and we're going to have a successful week. Maybe. But let's check out last week, shall we? If we look over here, we will see that straight up picks doing well. Definitely won't hit my PR, but we are on a good pace to be my second best. Against the spread and over under, same story. Well, actually these two might hit the PRs. I mean, at this point, over under, with that major nosedive, I don't know how to feel. But the likelihood of us getting 22 of the overs wrong in the final 2 weeks, I'm going to say it's unlikely. So we'll definitely hit PRs on that. Or I guess 23. My over-under thing is 114, 136, and 6 from last year. And my spread thing last year was 115, 135, and 6. So with us being even, thanks to those two pushes, even Stevens, we are definitely on pace. I just need to get 6 more spread games right. And with the way some teams are flowing, we should know how they are. And for those who are going to get blown out, we should know they're going to get blown out. Fun stuff, internet. Fun stuff. And yes, I got this jersey at a 3XL. And boy, it's very big on me. But we're looking good. And we're looking to close out the final 2 weeks of the regular season. And get ready for the postseason. Please, God, let my team get in. And let's get into the picks, shall we? As I look over here, I look at the luxury of, this is probably not going to be uploaded until late Thursday because it is already 3 a.m. and I got truck to do in an hour, so I probably won't get a chance to edit these. I'll see y'all when I see y'all live, but as according to these picks, let's get it over with. Had the Vikings won last week, I probably would have been more inclined to take the +7 on them, but considering they lost, and New Orleans is fighting to have that first seed, or at the very least maybe a second seed. And Drew Brees looked, well, he didn't look great. He looked good enough to make the KC game competitive. Even though KC, I guess, according to the stats, ran them over, it looked competitive at the end. So I have no problem believing that he'll just run a train on Minnesota because Minnesota has been deemed irrelevant, unless for whatever reason the Vikings think it's a playoff game. Unless the Saints think it's a playoff game. Because only then will the two switch. I don't know. But I'm going to roll with it. I'm also going to roll with Tampa blowing out Detroit. Yeah, they struggled against Atlanta, but that's a divisional game. And like I said, Atlanta likes to think they're good for some reason. Especially at the end of the year. Although surprisingly, they're not going to be 7-9. That surprises me. But maybe that's just coaching. Maybe. Cardinals to win. I'll take the Niners to cover because this was a 2024 game last time they played, and I would imagine the Niners, who are getting more and more healthier as the season progresses, will look to make amends for the Week 1 loss. So I don't see this being like a blowout. I could see this game going like be like some sort of 3-point lead, and then in the fourth quarter they trade like touchdowns back and forth to make it a 4-point lead, 3-point lead, 4-point lead. Either way, I think you can get away with San Fran +5. I think you can get away with it. And how much faith do we have in Arizona to win this game outright anyway? I'll believe them, but it's really up for debate. I don't know why Mariota wouldn't be starting from the severity of Derek Carr's injury. But either way, I'm going to take him the upset over the Dolphins. Is that partially influenced me wanting Miami to lose? Very much so. Partially influenced because Mariota should be starting. Yeah. But I'm going to take it anyway, and plus I only have one other upset pick anyway that I'm not confident in either, so I need to pick some upset. So we're going with the Raiders, even though I said fuck them last week. I still mean it, but with Mariota starting, I'll give him more benefit of the doubt. KC to blow out Atlanta. DC, I would imagine with that defense, it doesn't matter what quarterback starting back there, they should be able to beat this Carolina team. And Ron Rivera knows this Carolina team, so he should be fine. Chicago to beat Jacksonville, but I'm not going to give Chicago -7. Fuck you. I'll take that Jags +7.5. Plus the Jags. If they're going to win one more game, it'll probably be this game. To fuck with their draft position, they let the Jets have the #1 overall pick back. I get that feeling. Same thing with the Bengals and Texans. Texans should win this game, but after the performance the Bengals put on last week, and because the Texans are the Texans, I can't give them -9. So I'll give Cincy +9. Cleveland dominate the Jets because the Jets got their 1 and now they're done. They're not going to fuck around and accidentally get themselves a 4th pick. They're not going to do it. Maybe. Indy to dominate Pittsburgh. Maybe not dominate Pittsburgh, but, because Pittsburgh's on that downward slide that they are, it wouldn't surprise me if Indy won this game. I mean, Pittsburgh will probably win this game because Indy is inconsistent within itself. But I'll roll with it. Screw it. Ravens dominate the Giants. If the Browns can win 20-6, yes, that's Colt McCoy, but if they can win 20-6, there's no reason the Ravens should win this game like 30-9. There's no reason. Chargers to beat Denver. I picked this once. I'm going to pick it again. Hopefully the Chargers don't blow it in the final second. Seattle beat the Rams. They'll split this series. I got a good feeling they'll split the series, so I'll give Seattle the benefit of the doubt. Dallas is my only other upset pick against Philadelphia for the sake of, you know what, Andy Dalton's looking good. And maybe he'll perform better than Jalen Hurts. Maybe. We shall see. I was back and forth in this game forever. If you've been following me on Twitter, you know I have no idea who the hell to pick. But at the end of the day, I'll go Green Bay. They're at home. Tennessee's secondary got shredded by Baker Mayfield once upon a time, so I would imagine if Aaron Rodgers is that dude looking to help submit his MVP application, he'll do his job against Tennessee. Although I would not be surprised if Tennessee won this game. It can go either way, but I'm going to roll with Green Bay. And at 3.5, you might be wanted to look more lenient on Tennessee, but it's just one of those things I'm going to bite my tongue, and I'll take it and roll with it. And then the Bills win on Monday night, but New England will cover because this divisional game is divisional, and it's in New England. I know it was a close game last time, and because Gio's probably going to make his prediction video, or his rankings video before the game's over anyway, so probably get backwards for those who don't get that joke. He uploaded his rankings thing before the Steelers-Bengals game last week was even played, and what do you know, the Bengals ended up winning that game. So that's a running joke now. And being over to Fancy because I don't have it updated on my phone, or I don't have it memorized because I don't pay attention. I won my consolation game, so I'm not going to get last, so whatever. I'm safe. So 5th or 6th, whatever. In our championship game, it's the 3 seed versus the 4 seed. Yes, our 13-1 Ted Ward lost his first playoff game. speaking of teams who were doing good in the regular season that lost their first playoff game, so did Gavin. Both 1 seeds fell. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that, where both 1 seeds do not win a playoff game in fantasy football, or in any year where I've done multiple leagues. That all the 1 seeds have lost. Surprising to me, honestly, but you live, you learn. We progress forward. So we got Nate and Keith going at it for the championship. Neither have won it, so there will be a new winner. It was me, Micah, me, Sean. Now we're on this year. Oh, and I guess I should look at battling for the Sacco. Chris and Sean. So Sean has a chance to go from first to worst. Fun stuff, internet. Fun stuff. And in the other way, Connor versus Dylan. Who are they? You don't know. Do we know? None of us know. But hey, they're in the league. They make appearances every now and then. And they both brought their teams to the championship game. So what can you say? Best of luck to all 4 who partake. And best of luck on y'all winning your things. And I have a message I need to deliver to my good friend Justin. Justin, last year, during the Week 17 live stream video that you did, I made a comment about my good old friend Matthias, Nate the Great, on having Lamar Jackson during his MVP season, yet somehow finishing 6th and out of our 8-man league fantasy standings. And that video of you reacting to that, I ended up saving, and that video has been shared amongst our group a multitude of times. So my friend Matthias would like to deliver a message to you in the words of, essentially, I'm going to paraphrase here, because I already forgot what he said exactly, so I'm paraphrasing. Hi, I'm in the fantasy championship game, and you missed your playoffs completely. So, suck it. Unquote. Take that as you will, Justin. Clearly you're more the mature one amongst the two, so I will allow you to decide whether or not you want to make a comment back. I won't say anything, but the floor has been opened to you. And with that, my work here is done. Thank you all for tuning in to what is officially the 100th episode of my prediction picks. If we're counting just exclusively the predictions. Not the one video where I said I was announcing that I was doing this. Not the one video that includes me recapping the 2017 season. Which I'm considering. Should I do a recap video again? I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't know what it was like. I don't remember the reception it got. And the fantasy draft that I have. That's also the news playlist. But today marks my 100th episode, so I would like to thank everyone who's partake. Shout out to all the progs. To Chris, to Gio, to Justin, to Gavin, to Matt. And I'm trying to come up with more names, but I can't think of anyone else at the top of my head. I want to thank you all for inspiring me to do prediction videos. I want to thank you all for introducing me into a new runway while making these NFL games that much more intriguing. And also introducing me to the world of to sports gambling. While I have finally won one bet, we're doing a double spread alternate parlay on the Green Bay, Carolina, and Buffalo Denver game from last Saturday. That is the only bet I've won. So roughly speaking, I'm roughly $50 in the hole since I started gambling. But hey, you win some, you lose some. And for all who have joined me throughout the time, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And that's all for me today. I said that 13 times already, because who scripts these videos? Not me. Haha. Thank you all for liking, rating, commenting, and subscribing to the Blind Canadian Cat YouTube channel. Be sure to follow me on my Twitter, CanadianCatCP. I will gladly have sports discussions with all and any of those who are intrigued by it. Follow my Instagram, it's just Blind Canadian Cat. And you can also follow my gaming Insta, Canadian Cat Clips, where I post gaming highlights because sometimes I get too lazy to stream. And I've also been lazy to upload stuff to that lately, but hey, I'm just one man. I would say you could also follow my Twitch. It should be the Blind Canadian Cat. My streaming schedule's inconsistent. I probably streamed once in the last month and a half or so. But hey, with some folks from the OLPB talking about how much they like Apex, maybe we could work something out with that. Wouldn't that be great? Apex and the OLOPB? I think that'd be fun. But time will tell. And we're always in good talks with Eddie. So maybe we'll do something with him soon. If we... Yeah. Life is hard. Life is hard indeed, folks. But we will persevere and pull through together. And Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays to all. I'm going to stop talking before I keep rambling about something and I fill this place with dead air. Because I have no mercy for the blood harvest on this death toll. God, what video game did I reference there? Alright, I'm outie. And my boy Marcus Mariota is outie too. He's going to beat the Dolphins and help send the Ravens to the playoffs. Because he is that man. Good night, Internet. CPZ out. Trust.